Hello everyone, I'm Iron Phoenix and welcome to Minecraft. Specifically, we're going to be doing another crash landing. Hopefully, going to be getting a little bit further than, was it 4 days I think I got to? So, yeah. But first of all, I'm just going to say this. Thank you to everybody who's subscribed recently. I'm getting a reasonably, I'm getting a sort of a stream of people subbing now, which is great. And so yeah, thank you to all of you guys who have subscribed. And I will just say this: I am planning on doing some sort of a more sort of story so far, Industrial Craft 2 series of videos. But if there's anything specifically you'd like me to, do, just you can drop me a message on YouTube with your suggestion, and I will take it on board, or I won't, depending on what it is, I guess. So yeah, pretty much the only thing I'm not specifically covering at the moment is rip-offs of other much better games, as I have been asked to cover in the past, and there's 2 games that I won't be covering. So anyway, let's just begin, shall we? So I'm going to create a new world. New crash. Create new world. Excellent. So I've been playing through Crash Landing just in my own time, but this is a new one, so we can start from the beginning, and I can hopefully get a little bit further on. Right, I need to get a few things set up first of all. Stick that up there. I need a QDS and I need my wrench. So, first off, basic survival. Gathering supplies, we need the fluid transposers out of here. Now, I am on the latest version of Crash Landing, and it's important to note that things like the mob griefing is off by default, so that's good. So you don't have to worry about that. Right, I need to do the very basics, and I'm going to go easy route. Not doing this on hard mode. That would be pretty much suicidal. Right, I've got some bits here, so I can do manually submit. Excellent. And so I need claim reward. Excellent. And I can do that. Just whizzing through these initial quests. Excellent. I think we're there. So with this dirt, I shall create my first tree. Be an oak, a sapling. So when you first start off Crash Landing, I'm just whizzing through these quests, but when you first start off, you do get the ability to make yourself a clone. So instead of having lives, you make clones of yourself. And at the start, you've got literally, you've got one clone, as it were, with which you can use to, so that if you die, you got something to come back to. Another sort of big feature of this is that the tools that you get, you're going to want tools because they're going to last the longest. If you make yourself, say, a hoe to till dirt, it's only going to last for one use. So you are going to have to think about that. Food-wise, yeah, your food will diminish quite quickly, and after a certain amount of time you're going to suffer from diminishing returns with that food. So yeah, it's not going to give you as much nutrition anymore as it might have done. That only kicks in after about 30 sort of food, of any kind of food, eatingness. So you don't have to worry about that off off the bat, but one of the things you do have to worry about is basically getting yourself food and some kind of water. Now, some of this stuff I'm going to be doing pretty quickly. Now, something like this, for example, I need to make Tinker's stuff, sort of nowish. First day, just hammer into it and get that done, because Tinker's tools are going to be very, very important later on. And whilst the quest line doesn't actually ask for it yet, you're going to want to get it done as quickly as you possibly can. Damn it. That goes like that. So I want a crafting bench as well as... So that makes the tool station. Just throw that up there. So I just need the other one. And until you make an axe, a Tinker's Construct axe, there's not much point in using anything other than your fists at the moment. Right, there's that stencil table. Excellent. Right. Oh, the other thing I can do is sapping the saplings. So, just using the QDS here. And we're going to want to output it out the side. That's set up and that's set up, so we would just drop a bottle of water in there and power it, so using our leadstone flux capacitor, and that should do that. Just literally blasting through all these quests at the moment to get. Now this one I won't be able to do until nightfall, so I think with that basically set up, now I need to start building my wall. Now the wall will keep the nasty things out, but I do also need to make some kind of I want to make a trench around here as well, and that'll be to keep more of the nasty stuff out, essentially. I don't particularly want it getting over the walls, and I'd also like to have some way of almost keeping the mobs in place so that when the sun comes up they will die off. So that can come around here. Might be a little bit larger than I usually do, but it should be alright. And something else that is actually quite useful to do is to replace all of this with wood slabs if you can. However, I mean, you know, it's all down to how much materials you can actually get hold of during your first few days. Crash Landing is not an easy map, and it's certainly not a map for the faint-hearted. If you want sort of an easier map to play Agrarian Skies, because although Agrarian Skies is quite difficult, it's a lot easier than this, because with Agrarian Skies all you have to worry about is your food, and you don't have any of this sort of needing to have a good supply of food. Yeah, you don't really have any of that. What you do have though is it's a little bit more, it's a skyblock map, so you do have the risk of falling off things, but it's not really that difficult. Apart from that, I'm just clearing around the cockpit around my ship. This is so I can just see out, essentially. It's dark glass, so it won't affect. So the light won't actually affect everything out here, which is interesting because at night this gets pretty rammed with mobs. Part of the reason why I'm getting a wall up, and it Doesn't need to be much, but I just want to get this wall up so that I can keep as many mobs as I can out. And then yeah, and then yeah, that'll do for now. Too high wall. We can't do anything like smelt anything yet, so I can't make charcoal. But what I can do is just wander out there and see if I can grab some more of this stuff before the sun goes down. Now, if you haven't watched any of my crash landings before, basically what I do is I do a day at a time. So each episode ends up being about 10 minutes long-ish, and it will go on until I die, and then I just start again. That's pretty much what happens. My hope is that this will last for a good amount of time, so I'll actually be able to show you the cities. I'll be able to show you things like Steve's inventory. Is it Steve's Factory Manager, which is actually a really interesting mod. And one that I'm using on my my own personal crash landing world at the moment. So the sun is actually starting to descend now, so I think it's time I run back into my house. Put a bit of dust there just so that the zombies can't knock the door in. That's completed that quest, excellent. So I can now remove that and put in the other one. Oh, yeah. Right, so yeah, now I'm going to basically be spending the night sieving dust. I need to get glowstone, I need to get redstone, I need to start getting some ores, and most importantly, I need to start getting stones. 4 of those stones will make cobblestone, and I think it's 6 cobblestone. I'll get a slab furnace, and then I'll actually be able to start producing things. Glowstone will be very important because with glowstone I can basically light things up without raising heat levels, which is something to really be concerned about. Yeah, that's how many mobs suddenly appear at night. So obviously at night you really don't want to be outside. But yeah, so it has come to night time. You've seen what it's like outside. I'm literally going to be spending the next 10 or so minutes trying to get as many of these as possible. So yeah, I will see you next time.